Good afternoon and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Billy Taylor and the time is 3:30 p.m. Arsenal fans are set to march at the Emirates Stadium in protest of their owner, Stan Kroenke. Arsenal director Josh Kroenke stated that his father has no intention of selling the club, despite backlash from their involvement in the European Super League. Tonight's game against Everton would be the first for Arsenal since announcing their withdrawal from the competition. The Gunners head coach Mikel Arteta said fan outreach is the strongest message football has ever seen.
During this pandemic, for a year, we've been trying to sustain this industry with no fans in the stadium. But when the fans have to come out and talk, they've done really loud and clear, and they send probably the strongest message that has ever been sent in football world.
Tottenham have been handed a huge boost ahead of their Carabao Cup final against Manchester City on Sunday. Striker Harry Kane returned to training on Thursday, less than a week after suffering an ankle injury. The North London club are hoping to win their first piece of silverware since 2008, when they won the same competition. Scorer of the winner on that day, and now Bournemouth head coach Jonathan Woodgate, said Spurs need to win trophies to keep Kane at the club.
Yeah, they have to, with like you said, with the stadium they've built and with the players they've got. I mean, they've got the best striker in England and Harry Kane there, so they need to start winning trophies for him. They've got an excellent stadium, a well-run football club, so they need to start soon.
Wembley will host an extra Euro 2020 round of 16 game, which could involve England if they win their group at the tournament. The change comes after Dublin lost 4 games it was due to host, as they couldn't guarantee they'd be able to fill 25% of stadium's capacity to UEFA. National League side Eastleigh will hope to have a big audience as they aim to finish tomorrow in the playoff places. The Spitfires take on second place Sutton United in a televised game tomorrow evening. A win would take the Hampshire club up into 7th and into the final playoff spot. Alfie House has the full story.
BT Sports cameras are back at the Silver Lake Stadium tomorrow afternoon as Eastleigh take on National League high flyers Sutton United. Despite much of the attention being on the visitors, who are eyeing for promotion to the Football League, Eastleigh have had some good news of their own this week. Manager Ben Strevens has signed a new 2-year deal at the club, continuing the job he began in November 2018.
Yeah, obviously delighted. We've been speaking for a number of weeks now about everything, and it's not actually been about me wanting to stay or extending the contract. It's about the plan for the club moving forward and what I can do. And yeah, it's taken a little bit of time, but I think we're all happy with the outcome of it, and there's lots of hard work ahead.
Saturday's fixture will once again be played without supporters amid the coronavirus restrictions in place. However, it's not only the fans that are affected. Eastleigh's designated COVID officer Gaz Davidson explains the process is taken each match day to ensure maximum safety for the players and staff.
Before every home game, yes, so I'll do the away changing room, which is in the hangar. So we set that out as a changing room. I'll fog that, then I'll come across and I'll do the away changing room, which is now used for showers after the game. The referee's changing room, our physio room and our home dressing room, as well as the doors that most people are going to touch. The fans who were lucky enough to come in for the one game this season would have seen a lot of signage around the place. For example, no smoking, no standing, social distancing. So it's basically making the whole of the Silver Lake safe, whether that's outside or inside the buildings.
The game takes on extra significance for the Spitfires following this strike from Ben House in their win over fellow playoff contenders Notts County last time out. The win sees them just 2 points off playoffs, and BBC Radio Solent commentator Ian Wilding previews the contest.
Well, it's a really big game for Eastleigh against Sutton United. You can tell because it's been chosen by the BT Sport cameras as well. So that's going to be live on the television, a 5:20 kickoff. Big game for the Spitfires because they're 2 points off a playoff place, 8 games to go, all to play for, whereas Sutton United, they're going for the title and promotion automatically to League 2. So it's got all the ingredients for a great game. Eastleigh home to Sutton United is a 5:20 kickoff.
Strevens and his Spitfire side will be looking to avoid a repeat of the last time that BT Sport cameras were at the Silver Lake, where a washout left their game versus Hartlepool abandoned at half-time.
In cricket, day 2 of the county championship match between Hampshire and Gloucester is ongoing currently at the Adgis Bowl. Hampshire have been bowled out for 470, while Gloucester are 22 for 1. They resumed the day on 293 for 3 after centuries from Ian Holland and Tom Alsop on day 1 as they continued their great start to the season. I caught up with Giles White, Director of Cricket at Hampshire, to discuss the team's early form. Giles, thank you for joining me during Hampshire currently playing, obviously, Gloucestershire at the moment. On the season as a whole, though, how did you react to sort of there was no sort of media hyping up of Hampshire at all, and you've started the season so well. Did you guys expect to start the season so well?
I think every season you're looking to start well, and we've felt we've got a very competitive squad, so we expected to compete with the better teams. But it was noticeable that not many pundits sort of wrote us up as ones that might be in the top few at the end of it. So it's nice to sort of start well. Obviously, we've got a long way to go. We're in the middle of a game against Gloucester, who are also won their first 2 games. But there's a general feeling of confidence amongst the team and at the club, and hopefully we keep that going. You know, it's been a really good start.
And you're currently 414 for 7 against Gloucester. How much significance do you put on this game, as you are the current top 2 going into the match? Do you feel it's a good indicator of where you are?
Yeah, I think it is. You go in. There's a number of good sides in the group that we're in. You know, Surrey and Middlesex are big clubs, and Somerset have been very, very good over the years. So it's going to be difficult. And we play everyone twice. Well aware of that. And to play against Gloucester in the form that they're in is a good test. And we've started well, but there's still there's a long way to go in this game. Hopefully we can keep up the good work, and if we're able to get a positive result, that would be tremendous for the team, and it builds on that confidence.
And on to some of the individuals. Ian Holland, he's been top of the order and he started the season well. Do you think that he could be a long-term opener for Hampshire?
Yeah, absolutely. He's shown us that. He's got an amazing attitude. He's a really good player to have in the team. Obviously bowls well too. So for him to be able to do that job and have success at the top of the order really helps the team in general. It allows us to balance it out. Having an opening batsman that also can open the bowling or bowl first change is really good. So look, long may that continue. He started really well, and hopefully he can continue having success at the top of the order, because it's really important for this team.
And Mohammed Abbas, obviously he's signed from overseas. Since he joined, can you talk about the impact he's had? Obviously beating Middlesex last week, and he took 6 wickets. What impact has Abbas had on the side?
Yeah, he's tremendously skillful operator, in English conditions especially, but the wickets we've played on have been really good wickets, and he's shown his class, certainly against Middlesex with that 5-for. He puts the ball in really good areas, amazing control of length and line, and has an ability to move the ball if anything's there in the wicket. So him, having Abbas and Abbott in the same team and opening the bowling, if they hit the heights that we know they're capable of, it's going to be very difficult for visiting teams or opposition. Certainly at the top of the order with the new ball. So look, that's a real plus for this Hampshire team. And that, coupled with the runs that the lads are getting at the moment, it makes us a formidable group, and if we can keep that sort of form up, that'll be really exciting for the team.
And Giles, you talked about visiting teams. You're currently there at the Adjust Bowl. How do you see the rest of the game going between you and Gloucester? Is it you feel like you're in good stead?
Yeah, good. We just lost a couple of wickets now, actually, over the last half an hour or so, but we're still in a strong position. But you never read too much into it until both sides have had a bat. It looks a pretty good wicket, so we're going to have to bowl well. But it might be a good test of the quality of our bowling attack, which we feel is well-rounded. We've got spin options and pace options, so hopefully they can make inroads this afternoon.
Giles, thank you for joining me, and hopefully Hampshire win that game and the good run continues.
Thanks very much, Billy.
Sad news from the NBA, as 19-year-old Terrence Clarke has died following a car accident in Los Angeles. LeBron James and other basketball stars have taken to social media to pay tribute to the teenager. Clarke declared for the NBA draft just last month after a successful season at the University of Kentucky, where he averaged 10 points. Jersey Reds fly half Sam Leeming was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It looked like his rugby union career was over. However, 6 rounds of chemotherapy and 4 months of recovery, he is hoping to make his return for the 2021-22 season. During that time, his brother Tom has been able to raise £18,000 for charity. Here's Henry Deacon with the full story.
This is Sam Leeming as a professional rugby player for Jersey Reds, a promising young talent destined for the big time. However, 2 weeks after signing that dream deal, his life would change forever. Sam would be diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Hard for me to sort of accept the fact that there's this like brick in my chest basically. So it was real tough. Reactions. It was just real hard to sort of process what was going on, and I knew I didn't get diagnosed when I had to fly back to the northeast. It was sort of that waiting period, which was pretty tough. Just the unknown, and you worry about what could and what might happen.
With 3 months of treatment taking its toll, Sam's brother Tom took on a charity road to help fund his chemotherapy, raising £18,000 in the process. Due to COVID, the event was live streamed, with people encouraged to watch from home and donate online. Seeing his brother go through what he did, he felt it was a moral duty to do what he could to help him in any which way.
Someone mentioned a 24-hour row, and I was just like, right, well, it's in my head now, and it fit into place with Sam's. Well, not just Sam's, but chemotherapy infusions take 24 hours, so it fit in with that and gave it a bit more substance behind it. So yeah, it was always going to be something fairly crazy.
But what was the experience like for him during the 24-hour row, and the feeling when he saw the amount raised?
Such a long time coming, and such a cause that I'm very passionate about, and has helped so much. So it felt so nice to actually do something meaningful.
£18,000 raised for a worthy cause. 2 brothers coming together to help fight a cruel disease. With sport, the bridge.
In total, since opening the page in September, 520 people have donated, and the total as of today is £18,082.
That's mega. That's craziness.
In the Snooker World Championships, defending champion Ronnie O'Sullivan is in trouble against Scotland's Anthony McGill. O'Sullivan is 10-6 down, leaving McGill 3 frames from victory at the second round of the Crucible. It has been announced that the final of the World Championships will take place in front of a full capacity crowd. It'd be the first event in the UK to be held in front of a full crowd since the final day of the Cheltenham Festival in March 2020. That is all for today. Thanks for joining us, and have a lovely weekend.